Hi everyone, my name is Barbara. I'm the owner and founder of Spanish for Kiddos, and today I want to show you our last bilingual story for the summer reading challenge, a bilingual story, Pirates, un cuento bilingüe los piratas. So I hope you enjoyed the series for the summer, and make sure you check out the rest of the playlist as well as some other ideas for summer reading as well. So here we go. One day, two friends find a message in a bottle. What do you think the message says? Un día, dos amigos encuentran un mensaje en una botella. ¿Qué piensas que dice el mensaje? They open the bottle. Wow, they find a map to a treasure island. Ellos abren la botella. Wow, ellos encuentran un mapa para la isla del tesoro. But there's a parrot that guards the treasure chest. The parrot throws it into the ocean. Pero hay un loro que vigila el baúl de tesoro. El loro lo tira en el océano. So the two friends seek the treasure chest. They have a map, a telescope, and a compass. These tools will help them find it. Entonces los dos amigos van en busca del baúl de tesoro. Ellos tienen un mapa, un telescopio y una brújula. Estas herramientas los ayudarán a encontrarlo. Finally, they find the treasure chest at the bottom of the sea. Yay! Finalmente, ellos encuentran el baúl de tesoro al fondo del mar. Yay! And that is the part of the reading. Now, you are going to need the story for the next activity that I have here. And it's got two parts in here. What you can do is just cut that sheet. And what you're going to need is a number die like this one here. And if you don't have one, I'll give you a different option that what you can do. And here's a lot of good writing practice. I think it is part of also reading comprehension and a little bit of what we have been doing for our summer reading. So once you cut that out, so as you noticed, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces there. Once you cut that out, you have this little sheet here with, it's like a little guide to what you're going to do when you roll the die. Now, once you do that, I'm going to put my pieces here that I've already cut out. Let me move that there for a little bit. They don't have to be in any particular order. Now, one of the things that it does happen is that when you roll it, and I'm just gonna make one attempt here, and I roll a 5. If I roll a 5, you can look at what it asks you to do. It says, use the word compass in a sentence. Usar la palabra brújula en una oración. So which one is that? And if you don't know which one that is, maybe you can go back to the story, of course. In the story, there's several parts where they talk about that, because I think it's a good practice to go back to your story and find out what that is in the story, make relation to that, and then why is that? It's actually una herramienta. It's a tool that they use. Why do they use that? So let's find out why. So here it is, and I'm going to place that in here. And that's just going to give you an idea of what you are going to be writing about, and then you can write it here if you wanted it to. Of course, there are other options on here. This first one is you're using the pirate, and you're using the map to make a sentence. Here you're using the message in the bottle to make a sentence. And in this one, you're actually using the map, but you're actually using adjectives like small and big, grande o pequeño, descriptions of what that map is. And on 4, you're going to use a telescope. And here you're actually adding the word far to indicate, so what does a telescope do? What does help us do? And of course, we already went that one. And the last one here is, how do you know how to use a dictionary? Do you know how to look up a word online, for instance, on a browser? Or if you have a hard copy of a dictionary, what are some ways that you can do that? It's a good practice there. Now, if you don't want to do this part and you just want to practice with some words, some sentences, here are some examples. So in the first part, I have the pirate and the map. So here's my pirate and the map. The pirate finds a map, and again, these are just sample sentences. Of course, you can make any of sample sentences you like. Un pirata encuentra un mapa. So we're using the word pirate. We're using the word pirate and map, pirata y mapa. So in here, I'm going to insert my two figures there, pirate and map. And you can also write this as well if you want to. You can laminate this and practice many times as possible. The next one is the bottle has a message, la botella tiene un mensaje. So la botella tiene un mensaje. And again, you can go back to your story or you can go back to your little guide here. You can do that too. The next one is a little more practice here. The big map has a small X. So if you notice, it has a little X there. El mapa grande tiene una pequeña X. So here you're looking for how can I use that word and how can I use that word in a sentence. I use a telescope to see far away. Yo uso el telescopio para mirar a lo lejos. So yo uso el telescopio para mirar a lo lejos. I guess you can put it any way you wanted to. So actually, why do I say that? Because, for instance, if you go back to your story, and again, we're looking for context clues, we're looking for what is the purpose for using that word in this context. And I think that helps the kiddos understand, especially when you're talking about subject topics. In this case, it's just a fun story about pirates, but when you talk about science, when you talk about history or social studies, you have a little more terminology. And when you read those, it's a good idea to point at pictures, to point at the text, and then here to see an example. The compass gives directions, la brújula da direcciones. So what gives directions is our compass. So I put that there. And then I looked up this one. Of course, you can look at any other word probably that you might not know in the story, but a telescope is an instrument to look objects that are far away. So that's something that we wrote here about, right? That's a function of a telescope, and it tells me in the story what they use it for. Un telescopio es un instrumento para observar objetos que están a lo lejos. So again, a really good exercise. I think gives you a lot of practice on what some of these words are in regards to, of course, not only that, but the reading. And I think it's a really cute story as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me any feedbacks if you plan to give this technique, these tips a try, see how it works out. And I think it's really fun to use the number die to just practice those as many times as possible. So thank you again for joining me today for another fun Spanish learning activity for the kiddos. And I hope you enjoyed the summer reading challenges. And I hope you join us another time for another fun video. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.